Hi everybody. Today we're going to convert metric units of length. So when we measure length, our base unit is a meter. Now all the other units of measurement are created using the prefixes that we have over on the right hand side. So for example, we have milli here, so then we have a millimeter and centimeter, decimeter, which we don't use too often, but I'll explain why it's there. Then we have a decameter, a hectometer, and a kilometer. So these prefixes tell us what part of our base each measurement is. So for example, if we have a millimeter, it's 1,000th of a meter. If we have a centimeter, it's 100th of a meter. Milli means 1,000, like a millennium has 1,000 years. Centi is a century. Century has 100 years, so it's 100th. Deci is like a decade, which has 10 years, so it's 1/10 of a meter, or there's 10 decimeters in a meter. And then we have deca, hecto, and kilo. In kilo, there's 1,000, so in a kilometer, it's 1,000 meters. So this makes it really easy to convert between measurements because everything is based on tens. So let me give you an example. If you had 1 meter, that means you have 10 decimeters, 100 centimeters, 1,000 millimeters. And you'd have 1/10 of a decameter. A meter is 1/10 of a decameter, or 100th of a hectometer, or 1,000th of a kilometer. So a meter is 1,000th of a kilometer. Now let me give you an example. If I was going to convert 3,800 centimeters, and you asked me how many meters it would be, I would just divide. What I'm doing is dividing by 10. So if I divide 3,800 by 10, I get 380. And if I divide it by 10 again, I have 38. Now all we have to do is, if we know that, we're just changing the place value. So 3,800, we move the decimal over 1, it becomes 380. And then we move it again and it becomes 38. And we could do that all the way up and down the scale. So this is number 1 on your Go formative. 25 meters equals how many centimeters? So if I put 25 here in the base, and I want to find out how many centimeters it is, I know 25 meters. I need to add 1 0 to make it decimeters. So 250 decimeters equals 25 meters. And 2,500 centimeters is going to equal 25 meters. So my answer for number 1 is 2,500. If you take a look here, this looks a lot like this, doesn't it? Okay, so we're just moving the decimal point over 2 times to the right. Now we need to find out how many meters equals 345 centimeters. So I'm going to put 345 centimeters right here. This time the decimal point is going to go the other way. It's kind of like dividing. So now 345 is going to become 34 5/10 decimeters, which is 3 45/100 of a meter. So 345 centimeters equals 3 45/100 of a meter. And that makes perfect sense because it takes 100 centimeters to make 1 meter. So 300 centimeters would be 3 meters, and 45 centimeters would be 45/100 of a meter. So for number 2, the answer is 3 45/100 of a meter. Now it's your turn to give it a try. Good luck, take your time, and use this chart.